Laura Ingraham, see what she thinks. Laura is the author of the brand new bestseller, Of Thee I Zing, and she joins us now from Washington. Okay, am I going wrong here once again?
Well, you seem, Bill, to be kind of buying into the elite talking points on the Tea Party movement. I mean, I hate to say this, but the idea that the Tea Party is being radical or unreasonable merely because the Tea Party believes that the government should live within its means and that we should have visible, real and meaningful cuts to spending now, not in years from now, but now. I don't think that jives with reality, Bill. I mean, the Tea Party is the reason that we're even discussing raising the debt ceiling in conjunction with cuts.
And the debt deal isn't going to happen unless there's a compromise. And 38 Tea Party Congress people have signed a pledge that they will not vote for a compromise unless there's a constitutional amendment that says you have to balance a budget. Now, I support a constitutional amendment that says that, but it's not going to happen for years because the Democrats will block it. And as you know, two-thirds of the states have to ratify such a constitutional amendment. It'll take years. So these people are basically saying they're not going to vote for a compromise no matter what it is, unless there's a...
I think, yeah, look, I think you make a good point in that. Look, there's some things so far in this quote gang of six. I hate the whole word gang. I mean, I think we can get away from that. But
I never use it.
I know, but the whole terminology is tedious. But look, there are a couple of things in this, as far as we know very few details about something that's supposed to be this wonderful, grand idea, very bare bones details. But one of the things we do know is that it would drop rates. So the highest rate would go from 35 to 29, get rid of a bunch of other exemptions.
But we don't want to talk about that because we don't know what they're going to put on the table.
But Bill, but I know. But you're saying it's important to talk about that with all due respect. You're saying the Tea Party movement is being unreasonable and even radical. You're comparing them to the yippies of the 60s, which is quite a stretch. I'm saying that if the American public perceives them to be unreasonable and will not compromise, they're done. The New York Times, you're absolutely right, thinks the Tea Party movement is radical and outside the mainstream.
I don't care what the New York Times says. I don't do my evaluations on them. I do my evaluations on... Look, as I said, when Tom Coburn comes forth, and he's one of the 6 senators that are discussing the compromise... It doesn't matter if he's infallible or not. The guy is, you can't get more conservative and more fiscally angry than him. And if he says that a compromise is needed and you still say it isn't, then you're an extremist.
Bill, you just said you don't want to talk about the details. I think that's where the rub is here. We don't know what is in the so-called Gang of 6 proposal.
Nobody
and
is saying...
talking about the need to glob onto this.
I don't know why you don't understand this. 38...
Okay, I guess I'm not smart as you.
Well, maybe you're not on this issue, Laura, and that's quite possible. 38 sitting Congress people say they're not going to vote for any compromise, Laura. Nothing. Not going to do it ever. That's an extremist position.
Okay. Bill, if they believe that they campaigned on a principle and they were elected on fulfilling and living up to that principle, I would not say that was radical. I would actually say that was honest, okay?
Right.
And you're right. There are different ways to approach this. I'm not saying there's any one path.
Look,
but
here's the new poll.
For you to say it's radical, CNN poll. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it's a CNN poll, Laura. It's a poll, okay? 66% of Americans want a compromise. If the Tea Party blocks a compromise, if they succeed in doing it, I don't think they will. The Tea Party's done, finished, over. It's going to be branded as it already is unfairly. It's already branded unfairly, okay?
That's exactly what they said.
And I fought against that. But if they block a compromise and this economy goes south, all right, no more Tea Party, it's gone.
Okay. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you necessarily about the fact that people don't need to move on the issue, but I think the way you're framing it is really unfair to these people who got elected on a pledge and a promise.
I'm giving you the facts. I'm giving you the facts.
You don't want to talk about the details of what they're even thinking about.
Because
I mean,
we don't know what the details are. When the details come out, then we'll debate the details. There's
so how can we talk about a compromise?
Scenarios.
Bill, we can't talk about a compromise until we know what
stone. Look, Michelle Bachmann made a major mistake by saying she's not going to vote to raise the debt ceiling no matter what. No matter what.
Right.
That was
I'm not
a
defending
major
what
mistake.
she did. I'm defending a broad brush approach to describing the quote Tea Party candidates out there. And I would say if you match their views on fiscal issues, you go down the list. They're pretty much mainstream as compared to where the left wing part of the Democratic Party is. So I think the Tea Party is much more aligned with the people.
I hope you're right. because I like the Tea Party, and I would like to see the Tea Party, instead of 19%, have 29, 39%, because we want people to have power in their own states and communities, and that's what the Tea Party is about. Look, I'm doing the Tea Party a favor here by telling them what's going to happen if they're perceived by 66% of the country.
I agree with you.
They
will be branded, yes. They will be branded by certain people and certain organizations.
See, we found common ground. If you and I can compromise, then certainly they can.
Yeah, I don't know if we can compromise. I'm just teasing you.
All right, we're going to bring Laura back in a moment.